home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Southfield police have a deadly mystery on their hands after a shooting and carjacking. Now, this happened late last night on Primary Drive near Franklin Road and 12 Mile. Police say the 48-year-old victim had just made it home when he was shot by an unknown suspect. That suspect was then seen driving away in the victim's 2013 white Toyota Tundra. The victim's body was found in the driveway by his wife, who's still just processing the loss. She, of course, just did not want to go on camera today.
It's an insurmountable loss. It can't even be described. I'm just in shock. I'm still not processing what has happened, but we're just keep us in your prayers and your thoughts and prayers.
Police are still searching for that suspect in the victim's white Toyota Tundra. Anyone with information that can help, please call Southfield Police. Family, friends, and longtime supporters of Benny Napoleon are paying their respects to the late Wayne County Sheriff. A public visitation is underway right now. Deputies and other officers are also turning out to honor the longtime public servant. Napoleon died earlier this month after a weeks-long battle with COVID-19. The viewing is happening at Swanson Funeral Home on East Grand Boulevard in Detroit until 8 o'clock tonight. The visitation continues tomorrow at Greater Grace Temple with a private funeral service to follow. Now, let's take a look at the newest COVID-19 numbers from the state of Michigan. We did just receive those new totals. Still seem to be trending in the right direction with more than 3,200 cases reported over 2 days, Sunday and Monday. That number also might be a little lower because this was a holiday weekend. We've also lost another 60 Michiganders to the virus. Meantime, Michigan is taking a new step forward in its vaccination program. Rivergate Terrace is a skilled nursing facility. It just started the process of vaccinating its residents and associates with FDA-authorized COVID vaccines. We just got this video of a regional vice president at LifeCare getting his shot. Shots are being administered by CVS. Coverage of the big step continues on Local 4 News at 5. In today's first forecast, the day got off to a little balmy start. If you happen to be up at 3 a.m., you noticed that. Paul Gross is in for Ben. And Paul, we saw a big temperature swing before most of us woke up.
Yeah, I mean, if you were compelled to take the dog out at 3 in the morning, the temperature is probably why. Take a look at what happened. Now, we started the evening mild. We were around 40 degrees. This is City Airport here. Then look at this. Temperature went up to 45 degrees by 3 a.m. And then the cold front came through, and within 2 hours, we were back down in the mid-30s when most people were waking up. Right now, temps are basically in the low 30s across the area. There's a breeze out there, so the wind chill is in the 20s. So that's a far cry from that 3 a.m. number. And as you can see, just a few flakes around, nothing real serious. Just flurries, very, very light snow showers. And that's going to be the case for the early evening hours. And then we're going to clear out a bit and then cloud up later with a few more snow showers in the middle of the night. So we'll be back to talk about that New Year's forecast in just a little bit, Karen.
Thank you, Paul. Now, the Capitol Hill cliffhanger that never seems to end, with millions of Americans wondering how big those stimulus payments will be. This battle continues today with another vote scheduled in the House of Representatives. Local 4's Steve Garagiola in the newsroom working this story for us, tracking all those twists and turns, Steve.
Oh, the plot thickens. Isn't that the question? What comes next? The House is scheduled to vote on a standalone bill to increase the new stimulus payments from $600 to $2,000. So that definitely is to come next. If it passes the House, Republicans will then face growing pressure to schedule a vote in the Senate as well. President Trump set this in motion when he refused to sign a huge budget deal passed by Congress. The president said the direct payments should have been larger. Last night he relented and signed the bill. So right now, that means most Americans making up to $75,000 or $150,000 for a couple would receive direct payments of $600. Now, the big question, will Congress vote to increase that amount to $2,000? Senate Republicans have opposed that idea, and Majority Leader Mitch McConnell hasn't even confirmed the Senate will vote on a proposal. Today, the Senate's Democratic leader put pressure on both the president and his Senate colleagues.
Today, I am telling Donald Trump, don't just talk about it, act. These Senate Republicans have followed you through thick and thin. Get them now to act and support the $2,000 checks. I will be on the floor of the Senate tomorrow, urging that to happen.
So where do we stand right now? We are still waiting to hear about the vote in the House. It could happen in the next few hours. We've also been getting calls about unemployment benefits in Michigan. The website for the state's unemployment insurance agency says they're waiting for guidance from the U.S. Department of Labor on how to update benefits that are part of the new bill. We do know there will be a delay in benefits for those currently enrolled in federal benefit programs. It is confusing. We will get you the information as soon as it is available. Karen, back to you.
Still so many questions, I know. All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Well, the FBI has identified the bomber in that disturbing Nashville explosion. One part of the mystery may never be solved. Authorities say 63-year-old Anthony Quinn Warner was an IT worker and he died in that Christmas Day explosion. They also say Warner likely acted alone. 3 people were injured, but a bizarre warning allowed police to evacuate many others. It's believed Warner died in the explosion, which will make finding a motive obviously a much trickier process.
The best way to find motive is to talk to the individual. We will not be able to do that in this case. And so a lot of it will be what we can gather through interviews and ultimately what the evidence will point us toward. But we may never find out the exact reasoning behind the activity that took place.
A source tells the Associated Press it's possible a local AT&T building was the target. The blast has caused some big problems for cell phone service and 911 calls in that area of the country. One neighbor is telling investigators Warner told him, quote, "Nashville and the world is never going to forget me," just days before the explosion. Former Full House star Lori Laughlin has been released from prison. She spent 2 months behind bars for her role in a college admissions bribery scheme. Laughlin and her husband admitted to paying $500,000 to get their 2 daughters into USC as crew recruits, even though neither girl was a rower. Her husband remains in prison with his release expected on April 17th. Meantime, prosecutors said he deserved more time as a more active participant in that plot. All right, as we head into the new year, it's a new chance for parents to put their families on a path to a cleaner, more organized 2021. Some say it's hard for kids to get organized, but the COVID pandemic has given us a unique opportunity to take stock of how we use the space in our homes. Local 4's Sandra Ali shares this edition of our Kids at Home series.
We've spent a lot of time lately talking to our children about proper hand washing, but that's only one part of being clean.
So there's the cleanliness of our physical bodies, right? It's making sure that they don't touch their faces or things like that when they go outside. And then there's the cleanliness of our homes, which is so important for our psychological and emotional well-being.
Debbie Weinstein is a mom who built her Detroit area business based on organizing other people's homes.
I raised 3 daughters who are now in their 20s and 30s, and I always felt that their room was their environment.
She says children are visual learners, and even though some may be messy, they thrive when their spaces are neat and tidy, especially during uncertain times.
If you look at kids who grow up in chaotic environments, I think that really affects them emotionally.
Weinstein says start by having your children, no matter how old they are, help you purge. Take a look at things together and see what your child could donate or toss.
You're giving your child the ability to give to others, but also create order in their own world.
Weinstein reminds families to schedule time throughout your day, set aside for cleaning and organizing, just like teachers do in a classroom.
If you just say to your kid, go clean up your room, it's kind of really loose. But if you say to your kid, okay, I'm setting the timer, you have 15 minutes to go put your things away in your room. And then they know that 15 minutes they have to hold to that and they can't get distracted.
Weinstein says children need structure to feel secure.
Kids need rules. They need to know that adults are in charge, that they feel safe. And without that safety, a child doesn't feel like they have control of their world. And then they don't necessarily grow out to be really secure adults.
Weinstein also says it's a great idea to let your children actually choose which cleanliness chores they do. That way they feel like they're part of the process and it's not so much of a punishment. More Kids at Home cleanliness tips on our website, clickondetroit.com. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Sandra. Still ahead, we are going to talk about the risk of injury from certain ceiling fans, why thousands of people are being told to turn those fans off until they can be replaced. Also ahead, a new kind of massage. Woo! Sorry, that gives me the heebie-jeebies, but one spa owner is telling them